Hello there. In this tutorial, I'm going to discuss about IEEE standards. So, we may encounter about IEEE standards. We may um, uh, got to know about IEEE whenever we goes to computer shop or purchase a cable or a device. We might saw that device might written a description what it is. For example, a Wi-Fi device, wireless device, so might written the standards. So we might encounter about we might saw those in real life, but it is very essential to know if we are doing or learning about networking in IT field is a very important part. So IEEE standards is the Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineer is an association that promotes engineering and electronic improvement. It's a committee uh, from electrical and electronics engineers, and they actually associate, they sit together, they work on the standardization, they learn about what are the new technologies are including and how to implement those, how to name those. They work on those features of the functions. So IEEE is a non-profit organization. It's an organization to give a terminology, just to give a standardization of something or of some device or of a network label. So a new project group called 802 was started in February 1980 to define network standards. There was a time when the technology started growing rapidly. The protocols start developing. Each and every organization start developing their own protocols. Start benefiting the user. They start discovering a lot many things. So IEEE 802 committee that time defines frames, speed, distance, and types of cabling to use for networking. Since technology keeps on increasing and keeps on improving ourselves, the requirements of the definitions require according to frames, speed, distance, and types of cabling. Since nowadays cable and the old era cable are almost different. The speed are different, the distance type are different. There was a time when LAN networks are very famous. Now WAN networks are very famous. So frames also the speed to uh, distribute data, to speed to pass data, it's also requirement. So uh, how fast the frames or how fast the frames were moved uh, versus speed, distance, types of cabling. I mean, 1 GB cable might be those days. Nowadays, 10 GB cable are introduced on many of the cables, and then uh, lot many types of cables are nowadays are coming. Also the ports, for example, RJ11, RJ45, RJ11 for telephone, or RJ45 for the NIC. So the ports are also improving. So the institution defines standards of network communications such as wireless communications, and also standardize different cable grades. So basically, the reason why cable grades are defined, or wireless communications were defined, because these two technologies bring a boom. Uh, Cable and wireless. This is the only wired or wireless. This is the only two way we able to communicate and able to pass packets from one computer to another computer. These are the only two way. Either the network is wireless or the network is wired. Okay, the standards or descriptions are, for example, IEEE 802 landman overview and architecture. So the 802 is the first definition of 802 committee, which was formed that time, and these committee, after forming, they defines the network. So the standards are there and descriptions are there. So IEEE 802 LAN man overview and architecture. IEEE 802.1 is for LAN man bridging and management. IEEE 802.1s is for multiple spanning tree. When we discuss about CCNA, we'll discuss about these spanning trees, or also we would do practicals on those. IEEE 802.1W will rapid reconfiguration of spanning tree. So a lot many standardizations are there, and these descriptions are there. Also different committees were created. So 802, as I said, is our first the thing, land man overview and architecture, how the land will be there, how the man will be there, and the notable standard committees and formats are. So this is 802. A lot many technologies were built since that time. So and keeps on increasing, and I don't think this will be complete. One day we have to bring another new technologies, but also many of these technologies were not even important ones, but for the purpose of learning you have to know about the standards and the description. So this is what this 802 and lot many thing 1.1s S WX23 AE. So like we left with IEEE 802.1W, and now IEEE is rapid reconfiguration of spanning tree. IEEE 802.1X will be port-based network access control. IEEE 802.2 is logic link control LLC. IEEE 802.3 is for CSMA CD access method, which is commonly known as Ethernet, and this is the actual internet we are using, Ethernet. So this is very important, IEEE 802.3. Now IEEE 802.3 AE is for 10 gigabit Ethernet. Now this is where we, for example, this Ethernet cable and 10 gigabit Ethernet cable. Now both are same. Logically, even we can name those, but their speed is changed. Their frame rate will be changed, and their both are Ethernet cable, but standardization creates like this only. One is a local Ethernet cable, might be 1 GB, will be standard, will be available in the market, but 10 GB Ethernet means this Ethernet cable will move or will send the data at the speed of 10 GB. So that's the reason this terminology change. Locally, basically both are same, the Ethernet cable, but because of frames, because of speed, the definition changed, and that's the reasons 802 committee set, and they were continuously giving us standards for network. For example, IEEE 2.4 for token passing bus access method and physical layer specification. IEEE 2.4 is for token passes bus access method and physical layer specification. IEEE 2.24 is for standards for logical link control LLC, standards for connectivity. IEEE 802.5 is a distributed queue dual bus DQDB access method and physical layer specification, which is commonly known as MAN. IEEE 802.6 was a standard for information exchange between systems. IEEE 802.7 is for broadband LAN. So broadband LAN, for example, you might encounter in a company you might saw where you goes to reception. For example, a small company or a hospital. For example, if you have a appointment with the boss of the company or a hospital, a doctor, then it goes to reception, ask for the appointment, and if you have appointment, that reception calls his and her boss that you came to meet, and then she or he call the telephone and dial one number, dial one button, and it get connected. So this is what known as broadband LAN, and it had nothing to do with the primary the public networking, and it connected locally to all the telephone connection. A locally server, the exchange created where telephone lines get connected with each other, and with one button, when you put the one button, the all broadband LAN gets the telephone gets ringing. Different buttons are there for reception to hit, and whenever it hit, it gets connected. So it's a broadband LAN we are talking about, so need not to pay. So IEEE 802.8 will be fiber optic. Again, it's very important. Broadband LAN is also very important. Sometimes might ask, the interview might ask you. IEEE 802.9 is for standards for integrated service like voice and data. Okay. IEEE 802.10 will be interoperable LAN WAN security. IEEE 802.11 is for wireless LAN MAC and physical layer specification wireless, which is Wi-Fi. Wireless fidelity is known as IEEE 802.11. So it's very important to know, since and you will encounter if you purchase a Wi-Fi device. IEEE 802.11 might be written since it's the standards of that of the network. Now IEEE 802.12 is demand priority access method, physical layer, and repeater specification. IEEE 802.13 is an unlucky number. I don't know. In some definitions were written that point 13 and 13 is not defined, and the reason why I don't know. Now IEEE 802.14 is for cable modems, proposed standard withdrawn. Okay, IEEE 802.15 is for wireless area network, WPAN, which is might be your Bluetooth device, might be infrared, might be Wi-Fi. IEEE 802.15, the one is actually WPAN is start with the infrared, The definition not there clearly. I saw in the documentation it's written WPAN. And when you talk about the 15.1 is the new Bluetooth device, is upgraded version of infrared. You might have infrared in your smartphone in the earlier version of mobiles, and now it's discontinued, but you might have those in your in the old era, or my son might use those. Now IEEE 2.15.4 is for wireless sensor control networks. ZigBee is for wireless sensor and control networks. IEEE 802.15.6 for the wireless body network ban of Bluetooth low energy. IEEE 2.16 for the wireless metropolitan area network wireless band or WiMAX. These are the new era, and since the new era started, lots of smart cities are start building up, so they might require we might saw Wi-Fi network one day for free. Still, some cities are offering, some trains are offering Wi-Fi, but those are paid, and still the technology is very costly. That's the reason half an hour free, 15 minutes free in some places. Okay, IEEE 2.17 is for resilient packaging or PR access. So these are the new technologies, and more were developed, and Azure 2.18, 19, 20 might be developed also. The new version, for example, the light fidelity after wireless fidelity means distributing data from light, via light. So these are the new technologies which are moving very fast. So might be with the day we saw a new version of lightweight fidelity. So it will keep on increasing. With the list will keep on increasing, and the standardization will keeps on increasing. This is the list of 802, and the maximum of we can currently gather having many documentations will have these, and many we might not able to cover, or might be not known. Okay, so now discussion moved to the committees. The committees and format. Other committees were IEEE 260 used for standard letter symbols for units of measurement. IEEE 260/1978, IEEE 488 with standard digital interface for programmable instrumentation. IEEE 488/1978, IEEE 610 was standard glossary of software engineering terminology. IEEE 754 is for floating point arithmetic specification. IEEE 828 is configuration management in systems and software engineering. IEEE 829 is for software test documentation. IEEE 830 is for software requirement specification. IEEE 896 for future bus. IEEE 103 is for Unix compatibility programming standard POSIX. IEEE 1016 is for software design description. IEEE 1073 is for point of care medical device communication standards. And IEEE 74 is for software development life cycle. And so now the next level is IEEE 1076 is VHDL, VSSIC hardware description language. IEEE 1149.1 is a JTAG. IEEE 1149.6 is AC JTAG. IEEE 80 is a discrete consign transfer accuracy. IEEE 1233 is a system requirements specification. IEEE 275 is open firmware. IEEE 284 is parallel port. IEEE P1363 is public key cryptography. IEEE 394 is serial bus firewire iLink, known as firewire iLink. IEEE 471 is for software architecture or system architecture. IEEE 1541 is prefix for binary multiples. IEEE 1584 is for guiding for performing arc flash hazard calculations. IEEE 588 for precision time protocol. IEEE P1619 security in storage working group is SISWG. IEEE 1667 is for standard protocol for authentication in host attachments of transient storage device. IEEE 1801 is for unified power format. IEEE 1900 is for dynamic spectrum access network. This is device PAN. IEEE 1901 is broadband over power line networks. IEEE 2600 is a hard copy device and system security and related to ISO IEC 115408 protection profiles. IEEE 12207 is for information technology software lifecycle process. IEEE switchgear committee for C37Cs of standards for low and high voltage equipments. So these are committees, okay, and these many have developed too much of standardization too, but we didn't go so deep because many of the things are not even aware having a theoretical thing. But since committees are there built, that's the reason we discuss about those. A very important couple of are very important, like the important one is IEEE 802 committee and the network which they created, the standardization which they made, like broadband LAN, fiber optic, Ethernet, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. So even these are very important to know, and you might face the on an examinations of these standards. It's very important, and all the time we can keep on refreshing those new technologies even built. Lots of communities might build, we miss in this list, but these are very very common one and are available on documentation. That's the reason we captured and discuss about those. you hope you also gets aware from these networks and these standardization. uh, Hope you learned something from it. Thanks for watching.